So now, Rabotai, the interesting thing is that Haman, for a long time, once he got to power, he was doing what's called a lottery. And in Persian, it's called Pul. And from there the name Purim comes. He was doing a lottery of what day to annihilate the Jewish people. And Rabbi again says that this Rasha Haman every day would do a new lotto. But one of the Malachei HaSharet would interfere with it day after day, so he doesn't come up with an actual day to annihilate the Jewish people. So the Midrash, in Yalkut Shimoni, and also in Esther Rabbah, says that when Haman was casting these lots from day to day, the master of the universe was approached constantly by the different angels. Why? Because when Haman initially decided, let's do it on Yom Rishon, on Sunday. So the angel for Sunday came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Master of the universe, on the first day you created the heaven and the earth. You gave the Jewish people your covenant of circumcision and the Torah, and said, if not for my covenant day and night, I would not set the laws of heaven and earth. So before you destroy the Jewish people, destroy heaven and earth then. Meaning, you can't pick me to be the day that you destroy the Jewish people. Look how much good you did on my day. You created the world, you created the heaven and the earth, you gave the Torah, you did the mitzvah of circumcision. All this stuff happened on my day. Why should I be the day that you destroy the Jews? If you're already going to destroy the Jews, destroy what you did before that was good. Destroy the heaven and the earth. Okay, so the lot was rejected. Haman was not allowed to destroy Am Yisrael on Yom Rishon. Next lot he got Monday, which is Yom Sheni, second day of the week. So the angel of Monday came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and said, on the second day, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you separated the upper waters from the lower waters. And the Jewish people were separated from the nations of the world. And you told them in the Torah, I separated you from the nations to be mine. And it says in Vayikra chapter 20, verse 26. So before you destroy the Jewish people, turn over the upper and the lower waters. Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why are you going to destroy the Jewish people on my day? Why? You look how much good you did on this day. You split the ocean into 12. You separated the Jewish people from the Goyim. You made them your own people. It's you did so much good things. You separated the waters, upper heavens, upper waters and lower waters. If you're going to destroy the Jews on this day, then go back all the way to the beginning. Bring back the upper waters and lower waters together. Destroy the world in so many words. Okay, so Monday was not a day that he was allowed. So Tuesday, Yom Shlishi. On the third day, the angel of the third day comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he says, you created plant life, from which the Jewish people separated their maaser, their tithes, and take the lulav and the etrog on a Sukkot festival. If the Jewish people don't exist, how will plant life exist? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, plant life was created on my day. And who's the one that sanctifies the plants? Only the Jewish people. They're the ones that use it for your mitzvot of Sukkot. If no one's going to fulfill this mitzvah, there's no point for plants. No point for plants. What's the whole world for? So don't destroy the Jewish people on my day because it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Wednesday came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, on the fourth day you created the sun, the moon, the stars, to which your children are compared. If the Jewish people don't exist, how will the heavenly bodies exist? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you created all these heavenly bodies. And what are these heavenly bodies? Did you create them for no reason? No, the Torah Beforeshet clearly says that Hashem created the moon, the sun, specifically for timing. Why timing? So the Jewish people know exactly when to fulfill their mitzvot. We're not like the other religions that have our mitzvot done at different random days. We have our mitzvot specifically at specific times. Pesach will always be during the spring. No question now. Why? It's a mitzvah in the Torah. How do we know what the spring is? We have the sun and the moon, we have a timing, we have a new month, and so on and so forth. And the Gemara, Masechet Rosh Hashanah, goes into a whole precise calculation that's more precise than what NASA was able to find over 3,000 years later of the exact rotations of the moon, how much it takes, what's the minimum, what's the maximum, and so on and so forth. So, the Wednesday came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and said, no, it's not fair that you're going to destroy the Jewish people unless you're going to destroy the sun and the moon. Thursday came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, on the fifth day you created the birds, the cattle, of which you commanded that sacrifices be offered to reconcile you with mankind. If the Jewish people cease to exist, who will offer sacrifices to you? Hey, look, you created all these animals for what? So they can offer you sacrifices. Even more so, Jewish people are the ones that sanctify the animals. They're the only ones that can elevate the animals as far as their nefesh. If there's a tikkun in there, there's a gilgul, a reincarnation in it, only if it's slaughtered in a kosher way is this animal rectified, or if it's used as a sacrifice. If the Jewish people don't exist, there's no purpose for animals. Go destroy all the animals then. So, the next day, Friday comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. On the sixth day, he says, you created mankind, of which the Jewish people are the essence, as it is written in a Sefer Yechezkel, Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 31. You are man, I am your God. The Gemara says that Am Yisrael is called Adam, and V'umot Olam are not called Adam. What is Adam? Tzaddik. Am Yisrael is called Adam. Not that the rest of the nations are not humans. We're not prejudiced against the other nations, but rather that Am Yisrael is the chosen people that have a different description. According to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they're the highest level of humanity. There is man, and then there's a Jew. And I'm talking about a Jew that's Shomer Torah and Mitzvot. A Shomer Torah and Mitzvot is higher than a natural, a regular human being. But a Jew that is not Shomer Torah and Mitzvot, if he's doing it knowingly, he's lower than an animal. So that's why he's really technically, according to the Gemara, Masechet Pesachim, he's not even allowed to eat meat. Why? Because the animal is better than him. So the point being is that the angel of Friday came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and said, you created the man, and the highest level of man is the Jewish people. So before you destroy the Jews, you destroy all of mankind then. Why are you going to choose me as be the day that Haman destroys all the Jews? If you're going to destroy the Jews, destroy everybody. And finally, the angel of Shabbat, the daughter of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, comes and says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, on Shabbat, your entire creation came to completion. As it is written in the book of Shmot, Exodus chapter 31, verse 16 and 17, the children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat. Between me and the children of Israel, it is a sign forever that in 6 days Hashem made heaven and earth. So before you uproot the Jews, uproot Shabbat. Kill your own daughter. So here we see why Haman's lots failed day after day, because each day a different angel fought for us. Each day a different angel fought for us. And Haman cast lots after that from month to month. And then he had more success. He had more success. There's less argument in that case, and eventually decided on the 7th of Adar. The 7th of Adar, because he figured that's the day that Moshe Rabbeinu died. He made a mistake because he didn't realize that Moshe Rabbeinu, he didn't just die on 7th of Adar, he was also born on that day. So it was tzaddikim are typically the highest level of tzaddikim live and die on the same day. Gemara says, Masechet Rosh Hashanah. So Haman knew that Moshe Rabbeinu brought 10 plagues upon Egypt, taken the Jews out, split the sea, brought down the Torah from heaven. But he didn't know why HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose Moshe Rabbeinu b'chal. He didn't know. What was so special about Moshe Rabbeinu? Where it says in the book of Shemot, Exodus chapter 2, verse 11, that when Moshe grew up, he went out to his brothers and saw their burdens. So Rashi says, as soon as Moshe Rabbeinu grew up, even though he grew up in the Pharaoh's house, all the money, all the service, all the luxuries, everything, he knew he was a Jew. And he saw Am Yisrael suffering, and he could not take it. Rashi says, he put his eyes on his brothers and sisters and started crying hysterical for them. And in Midrash Shmot Rabbah, chapter 1, section 27 says, he saw their suffering and started crying and saying to each and every single one of them, he'd go up to every Jew, never met him in his life, I would die for you, I would die for you, I would die for you, I would die for you. He just couldn't take it, couldn't see his brothers suffering. For there's nothing harder than a working day, he would tell them. He would lend his shoulders and help each and every single one he saw. He saw the burdens of the big on the small, of men and women, old and young. He removed his royal mantle and went and straightened out their burdens while pretending to be helping Paro. And the Torah says in Exodus 3:4, Hashem saw that he had turned aside to see, and God called to him from amidst the burning bush. So Hashem saw that Moshe Rabbeinu had turned aside from his own affairs to see the suffering of his children, and he called to him. And the Midrash says, you left your affairs and went to see the pain of Israel and treated them as brothers. I will leave the upper world and the lower ones and speak with you directly. So here we see HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose Moshe Rabbeinu because Moshe Rabbeinu was the first one and only one in history that put his life on the line for the sake of Am Yisrael when they were in Egypt. Something that the Chachamim say in other Sfarim, that if it wasn't for Moshe Rabbeinu, Am Yisrael would still be in Egypt till this day, 3,300 years later. No one else was willing to do what he did. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu was chosen. Haman did not know this. Moshe Rabbeinu sacrificed himself for his brothers, and Hashem in essence sacrificed himself to redeem the Jewish people despite the fact that they did not have merit to be saved. Meaning that Am Yisrael was saved really on the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu. So now we see that there's a little bit more clarity connecting to Haman, to the Torah, and so on. But again, you peel the onion a little bit further, you see there's even more to the story. We must reach such a high level of Kedusha through Torah learning and good deeds that we finally realize everything comes from Hashem. The decree didn't come from Haman and the salvation didn't come from Mordecai. Everything is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All your problems are not caused by others. It's Hashem talking to you, trying to get your attention.